all my bongs and everything were out.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
And I was like, whoopsies. Hello, friends. Welcome to User Friendly, episode 3. That's 2 3s next to each other because we've been doing this show for a long time. My name's Erfon Elijah. I'm here with my friend Robudto Hoyos. Roberto, what do you do?
What's up?
Just keep it going, dude.
All right.
Keep this train rolling.
I'm the co-host of User Friendly. User Friendly is a podcast where we talk about technology, stuff on the web, and
all
Erfon's
things geek.
Fro.
And my finely manicured fro.
Yeah.
And I'm a writer for Cult to Mac. I also do the Cultcast podcast. Welcome to our video edition podcast.
What's up?
So we have a kind of a shorter show today.
No, we don't. Don't preface it like that.
Dude, yeah, it's going to be a little short. I don't want people saying WTF when we end after 5 minutes.
No, we won't.
But we got some great topics.
Yeah. So how have you been, man?
I've been good. I've been excited.
Oh, yeah?
Because the rumors of the iPhone 5 have finally almost come true.
I don't know if I'm yet to believe you're going to do it. You're going to pull the trigger and actually make an Apple purchase of a new product. Because you haven't really done that in a while.
No, it's been at least 6 months.
You just get really excited about stuff, and then you're like, I'm not really gonna get it.
No, I did that with the MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
But that was a much bigger purchase because I was looking at it and I was like, the model I want, the Retina display I want, was like $3,000
Right.
plus tax. And I was like, this isn't worth it. Like, I just don't think that it's too expensive for a computer. I mean, you could buy a used car for that price.
Yeah.
So I decided not to get that and to stick with my current MacBook Pro, which I installed an SSD on, which if you've been watching for a while, you know that I did, which made a huge difference. So I'm fine with that. But the iPhone is like gonna be a lot cheaper. Like I'll probably end up spending like $400 on it. Like that's easy to do, or that's easier to do than freaking $3,000.
Sure.
So Apple sent out invites this week calling for or letting everyone know there's going to be an event on the 12th, just like everyone has been saying for the last 4 weeks.
Yep.
I want to show you this.
Sure.
Have you seen this?
I just looked at it. It's really cool.
So
can you hold that up to the?
Do you see the?
Yeah. Can you hold that up?
Yeah. So you guys have probably seen this.
This is their invite.
This is the invite they sent out, as always, mysterious. And you can see there's a 12 right there, and then in the shadow there's a 5. You can kind of see it. So everyone has been trying to figure out whether Apple is going to call the next iPhone the iPhone 5 or just the new iPhone, right? Everyone's like, it's really, if you think about it, it's like, are we even talking about this? Like, who cares, really, right?
And the tweets, like, especially I've had to see a lot of your retweets of people that are talking about it too. And I'm like,
yeah, well, especially when I ask people about it.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to call it the iPhone 5 personally.
The last one was called the 4S.
Right.
So why wouldn't they?
Well, because the last iPad was called the iPad 2.
Yeah, I guess.
And then they switched it to the new iPad.
I don't know. I think it's such a dumb, silly topic to like be stressed to be like, you know, speculating over.
What is even worse than that, though? What?
But the thing is, like, I don't know. For their mobile devices, they've done that, and for their computers, they've never done that. The iMac now is the same name as the iMac, the first iMac. You know,
that's true.
They only did it like for a little while. They called it the iMac G5 at one point, or the Intel iMac, but that was kind of an unofficial name. So they've sort of done it, but I don't know why it's become like newsworthy. You know, it's like, are they gonna call it?
Well, I mean, we need something to talk about,
the iPad 3 or whatever. It's like, God.
My favorite are the people who get really upset. They're like, they can't call it the iPhone 5 because it's the 6th iPhone. Yeah. You're like, dude, Apple doesn't care about that. They're probably going to call it the iPhone 5 because, I mean, the only other thing that this 5 could mean on the invitation is they're going to be releasing 5 new products.
Well, somebody said it's the 5th anniversary of the iPhone.
Oh.
So that could be the 5 too. Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. Because the 5 product announcement idea, that's not going to happen. They're not going to announce 5 products at an iPhone event.
Yeah,
there's just no way.
It's an iPhone event, so, I mean, people are still thinking they're going to do the iPad, the smaller iPad. I don't think they're going to do that. Why would you take away so much
attention
thunder from the iPhone, right?
Exactly. And All Things D is pretty much confirmed that they're going to have another event in October.
Yeah.
That will talk about the iPad mini.
See, that would make a lot of sense because then that's right during the holiday time.
Exactly.
You know, if they go, oh, and it will be available today, and then I'll be like, okay, now everyone's gonna buy it.
It's gonna be available now.
Yeah,
and that's when the store goes up. Explosions
Stampede
everywhere.
of press.
Of nerds. So I'm pretty excited about this. You're obviously gonna upgrade, right? Because you have an iPhone 5.
I don't
iPhone
think
4?
so, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I think I might just wait till my phone just starts wanting to shoot itself in the head. You know,
Wow.
they always do that. They always do that. Like their hardware is fine. My hardware right now, perfectly fine. iOS 6 will start to slowly deteriorate
It could make it faster.
No,
I mean,
it will make it faster for a little while, and you're like, wow, it's faster. And then like 0.0.1 will be like, why is it starting to like now slide to unlock? And then it'll like do a few more things. That's what always happens to me. Maybe I'm superstitious, but it always happens to me with iPhones. And prior to that, always happens to me right around the time of a new OS release for the Mac. So I'm like, I don't really feel like upgrading right now. I'm gonna hang on to it, but I do feel like if I upgrade the software, it will just start to kill itself. That's all.
Interesting. I think iOS 5 actually made my previous iPhone faster. I had a 3GS.
Well, you're wrong. So
I'm pretty sure that my statements are accurate and that you don't even know what Apple products do.
I can prove it on my calculator. Just 1 second.
We're gonna watch you calculate something. This is gonna be a great show.
Hold on. So yeah. Anyway. That's
so
the event.
You're not going to upgrade?
I don't think so, no.
I think I might, but
you just said you would.
I think I'm going to, yeah. But my thing about it is, if I don't, it's going to be because of the carriers, not because of the phone itself. Because right now, and if you've been following me on Twitter, you've been listening to me absolutely bitch about all this because it makes me so angry. So right now,
your button.
Your new iPhone is going to be LTE enabled, right? Which is the fastest network around. It's way, way, way faster than AT&T's fake 4G network and everyone else's 3G networks. But the only carrier that really has an LTE network in place is Verizon. Sprint doesn't really. AT&T doesn't really. I mean, they have some major metropolitan areas covered, but for the most part, most cities aren't covered at all. No network at all. And I was looking at switching to Verizon because I was like, oh, this will be, something that maybe we should consider. So you probably don't know very much about Verizon's plans because you're with AT&T, right?
Yeah.
Verizon and AT&T too have both recently instituted these family share plans. Verizon calls it the Share Everything plan. It's the only plan that you can sign up for if you go with them, and it's absolutely ridiculously expensive. Like they have the audacity to be like, we're including all these free features like text messaging and all this other crap. They're not free. They basically make you buy that stuff. So like they're like, oh, you want to have iMessage and not buy text messaging? Well, now you can't. You have to. The text messaging plan is unlimited and included in your plan.
Yeah.
So the minimum price for a single iPhone purchase, iPhone plan, is $100 a month. That's not including taxes, which are normally like 15 to 20%, right?
Wow.
So now you're spending $120 on a plan for your iPhone for less data and an unlimited text messaging plan that you may or may not want. I never use text messages. I just use iMessage. I have one friend that I text message, Aaron.
So what would happen if you, I guess in your situation, you don't even need the text at all? Would you end up spending like 5 cents a text?
It's 20 cents a text, but... And I did the calculation on the data.
Just block Aaron's phone number.
You can turn it off.
I calculated what my friendship would end up like if I blocked Aaron's phone number, and it seems like it's fine.
I think we're gonna do it. Sorry, Aaron. We could always text message over Facebook anyway, because we both have the Facebook Messenger app, so we end up doing that a lot anyway.
Luckily, he's a tech-savvy dude, because if it was like your mom or something...
My mom uses iMessage.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it just makes me so angry. It's like Verizon's answer to iMessage is, you have to buy our text messaging plan. Yeah. It's like, oh, you don't need it? Don't worry, we'll include it for free.
Yeah,
it's a slap in the face. It's like
there's no other additional things that you're getting at the baseline. At the baseline Verizon, are you getting anything additional from the baseline AT&T?
Well, the free text messaging, but their plan also costs $20 more a month.
So you're not getting anything.
So you're not getting anything. Yeah.
What would you end up paying?
I'm sorry, $30 more per month, not 20.
Even if you went with like a 2-person plan, is that what it is? Is it a 5-person plan?
You can have up to 10 devices.
Yeah.
So here's Verizon's logic, because this makes a whole lot of sense. So you pay them for the data. Let's say you want 2 gigabytes of data, right?
Yeah.
I think that's $50 a month, which, by the way, at that rate, the amount of data I'm getting from Comcast would cost me $9,000 a month.
Jesus Christ.
So you get 2 gigabytes a month for $50 a month. And then you pay per device. If you have a smartphone, it's $40 for that smartphone. To access the data that you're paying them for, you need to have at least one smartphone activated or one device activated, obviously. And then it's like $30 per dumb phone or $20 per dumb phone, so just like a regular phone to access that data. And then $10 per tablet. If you want to use your computer, it's $20. So it's like, hey, here's this data, you can have it and you can use it, but if you want to use it with your devices, you actually have to pay us a monthly fee per device to access the data that you're already paying for. It just makes absolutely no sense. It's astounding to me that anyone would pay this. So
we talk about this all the time, how it's like the technology gets better and then the carriers just keep strangling.
Yeah, they do. And Verizon's like, you need to go over this? Don't worry. We got you covered, bro. It's like, what? Don't bro me. You know, like, you're trying to rip me a new one. I
hate when people bro me.
Yeah, don't bro me. Because like I said, like, they have the audacity to make it seem like they're giving you all these cool features, when in fact they're setting themselves up to rip you off, because now you have LTE, which is fast, right? And they're strangling down on your data, and they're charging you per device, so anytime you want to do anything, you're paying them like $200 or $300 a month.
So what would the cost be for, and then we'll wrap this up. What would the cost?
I can keep going.
What would the cost be if you got a new, or if you have a AT&T plan for one phone or a Verizon plan for one phone?
It would be about $30 cheaper. So,
okay.
With taxes, maybe even $40. So
I'm just wondering for myself, because I don't share. You share, right?
Well, that's the thing, is like with Verizon, it doesn't matter if you share. You have to get the share anything plan. There are no other plans.
Oh yeah, I understand that.
So you're like, well, I'm not going to share. Hey, don't worry, bro. We got you covered.
Yeah.
You can share if you want, but I don't share. Hey, don't worry, bro.
Yeah.
We got you covered. You can. I mean, it's like.
Yeah.
So AT&T still has their individual plans available if you want to do that. They're not unlimited. Mine is, so I'm grandfathered in. But another one thing that Verizon is doing that I am expecting AT&T to start doing is, with Verizon, you can be grandfathered into that unlimited data plan. But if you don't buy your next phone from them at full price, they're gonna kick you off that plan. So unless you go to them and you say, I want the new iPhone, here's my $800.
Oh really?
Then they're gonna be like, well, you got to move to one of our tiered plans. Otherwise, you know,
nobody's gonna do that. So that's the other thing.
It's another way for them to bend you over.
Because nobody's even gonna remember that they have to do that. You know?
Yeah. So it's just aggravating, because I'm like, you're gonna have this incredibly fast phone, but if you stick with AT&T, at least in Seattle, LTE is nowhere in sight. I mean, who knows when they're gonna activate it here? I didn't even see it on a list of cities they're considering.
So okay, what else is there? What's the hype on the new phone?
Well, obviously the new screen, the new bigger screen, the smaller dock connector.
Yep.
It's going to be thinner, probably by about 20%. It's going to be faster from what I've seen. I saw some videos of it booting up iOS 6. It's going to be faster.
You saw videos of the phone already?
Yeah, they just Cult of Mac actually just posted a video today. It doesn't show you very much. It just shows the Apple logo coming on, and then it going to its like home screen.
Does it shows the physical phone? So what does the phone look like?
It looks a lot like the iPhone 4S. I mean, yeah, it's just thinner. So like, you know, like on the iPhone 4S, like the glass, you can, if you turn the phone sideways, you can see the glass on the top and the bottom. It's you can barely see it.
It's like almost flush.
Yeah, and there's only glass on the top. There's only 2 small pieces of glass on the bottom that I could see.
There's no metal back.
There is a metal back.
It's all metal?
No, it's mostly metal.
Metal and then glass
top, glass top, glass bottom. And it looks really good. I mean, the speaker grills have rounded holes now instead of mesh lining, which I think look cool. There's obviously a smaller dot connector hole. This is kind of a bummer. They moved the headphone jack to the bottom. Excuse me.
I've never liked that. Even
no one likes that.
On iPods was stupid too. Like when they did the Nanos like that, I believe. Yeah, those.
I don't understand why they do that, but
maybe because like your face. Well, if you're holding your iPhone downwards. and you're like, I don't know.
You know, that's actually kind of a good point.
It's in your pocket, and you don't want to go and put it the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. And normally you put it in your pocket the way it's oriented in your hand, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the bottom would be facing up.
So yeah, you're naturally gonna do that, and then your jack comes out at the bottom.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
it could be just a uniformity that they want. Uniformity. They want the holes on the bottom of the device. You know, they do stuff like that too.
Yeah, they do for sure. I'm gonna see if I can bring it up. So here it is, and I'll show you guys this in just a sec. So,
interesting.
So it doesn't really look like it's gonna be that much thinner, but you know, on a phone that's already super thin. I don't know if you can see that. One's kind of lighter than the other. There we go. On a phone that's already super thin, you know, 20% thinner is quite a bit.
Oh no, that would be nice.
So my only hesitation for, you know, upgrading is freaking the carriers, man. They just need to get with the times. So I've been really pissed ranting about this on Twitter. What?
Oh, show the rest of those. I love how it's just so like, oh yeah, we got the pics, no problem.
Hey, here are the pics. Oh yeah, so
it's like, is it even really the thing if it's not out?
Well, you never can be sure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because
the last few times people have been right, so I don't know.
So you can see it's actually, even though with the screen being a lot bigger, the phone actually isn't that much taller.
I wouldn't think so because there's a lot of unused screen, or there's a lot of unused face space. You know what I mean?
On the iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah, there really is, right?
Like,
I mean,
you
look.
have a white one, and like, you know.
So there's like a whole like unused inch on the top and the bottom.
Yeah, and all that extra room can add up. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a little surprise for you.
Surprise me.
I brought over some gadgets. iPhone 1.
Oh, wow.
You want to hold that up to the camera?
She sent this back to you?
Yeah, she carved her name in it.
I don't know if she carved her name in it. iPhone 1.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this thing.
So it's going to have a metal back on the new one, right?
How much did you pay for this?
I got it for free.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I worked at Apple, and they were giving them to their employees at the time.
Wow, dude, you should definitely hang on to this.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
It's going to be worth money.
I just remember I rewatched the iPhone, not the introduction video, but the post introduction like interviews with Steve Jobs and Phil Schiller, and it was just, I remember just being so like, that was such an amazing like interface.
It was revolutionary.
It was insane.
Absolutely revolutionary.
Like, the responsiveness, like it was cool that like listening to the report, he was like, wow, you can just like flick and it like goes with it and stuff, you know, because nothing had that at the time. It was all like stylus based. Or
can I connect this to my Wi-Fi?
It was clunky. No, I don't. It kind of works. I don't know. You can try. And then the other thing that I have another gadget for you.
Dude, this is pre-App Store. I mean, like, there was no Apple App Store when this came out. Remember when Steve Jobs was like, we're going to have a solution for you, and then they were trying to do web-based apps?
Yeah, web-based apps. And then the other thing, when I remember when I got it, it was so crazy to wrap my mind around the fact that you could like put information into it, because I was so used to an iPod being like, you put everything on your computer and then you sync it over to your iPod.
You can actually do stuff on it.
Yeah.
So here are the two cousins here, right? Look at this. Look at this difference in thickness.
I got another one for you though, man.
Check it out. I mean, it actually doesn't really look that much thicker, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's like, it looks like a 3GS. It's very rounded. You know, it
was
like
actually
from the front. It looks exactly like a 3GS.
It's a little taller actually than the 3GS or the 3G. Yeah.
Look at this. Same exact size.
Yeah.
Like
they made the 3G a little more squat, like it's a little fatter.
Yeah.
I remember because I had that one while people had the 3G at the time. But I have a better one for you.
This feels really good in the hand too. Just like how it's rounded.
iPod 2nd generation.
Oh, wow.
Which is almost indistinguishable to the 1st generation.
Dude, this thing is probably worth money.
No, they're not worth jack shit.
They're not? You know what?
What honestly, gadgets are worth money? Like
I think the first have you searched on eBay for iPods?
No.
People sell these things for an insane price.
Really?
You would be surprised.
I would be surprised because I feel like these are made in such ridiculous quantity. What makes them valuable?
Well, I mean, think about like the original Apple computers, you know, like.
Yeah, but that's a totally different story.
No, I don't think it is.
Yes, it is.
No, I think you've got your stories mixed, bro.
Here, hold this up.
Yeah. So look at this. Look Look at the difference in thickness on this thing. Insane. It's like at least twice as thick.
Yeah.
Probably is twice as thick. But one of the things I loved is like this scroll wheel actually moves.
Yeah.
You know, like it wasn't the touch like sensitive one. Does this thing turn on?
No. Well, it would if we powered it up.
Original Firewire.
Yeah.
I really actually like this thing.
I remember when I got that. It was so expensive that I got it on eBay for $100 less, and that was like crazy too because we were used to like having CD players, or I had a mini disc player, which is like the dumbest invention if you look back on it.
I love the mini disc player though.
And
I think that plastic is on top. It's so crazy.
They're pitched for like putting like all your songs onto your computer, and then
that terrible font on the back. That looks awful. It's like
they used that for a really long time.
They really did. I know. 10 gigabytes. Why would you need so much?
Yeah, dude. I remember I had the 10, and that was crazy. That was what was it? 2,000 songs in your pocket was the slogan.
That's right.
Or 5,000, I think, for the 10 gig. But yeah, I thought that would be kind of a fun.
Dude,
thing
that's
to
awesome.
show.
I'm glad that you kept that.
I got them all. See, this is actually my brother's. Oops, I'm sorry. And I wrangled up this one, which I actually gave to somebody because I needed them for the ICEO photo shoot. Oh. So that's why I wrangled up all like the original introduction products.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So, anywho.
Dude, you should keep those safe and protected. Especially this thing. This is like art, man.
Look it up. Look it up.
You want to see how much it's a second gen iPhone? Or a second gen iPod?
iPod, yeah.
eBay, so second generation iPod.
Okay.
So
you're probably gonna have trouble finding it.
It's worth 2 cents.
Or maybe go to completed listings.
Well, I'm trying to find. Let's see. So second generation. This is not second generation.
Those are iPod Touches.
Oh, iPod. So let's do minus touch.
Yeah, it's just gonna be really hard to find because then it's gonna be man. But is it a nano?
Mini, nano. We'll just do some
shuffle.
Shuffle. Oh my gosh.
Every single one you try.
There we go, dude. $775. This guy's asking for it.
Asking for it.
Okay, let's search completed.
Sorry about that,
dude.
Now it's back to all the crap that you just deleted. Why is it doing that? That's dumb.
I
think maybe if I had all the original boxes.
Well, this is one. I mean, this didn't go. This is the exact same one you have. It didn't go for 170.
Yeah.
But even though it's not worth money now, I think it will be worth money eventually. Oh, a lot of 8 iPod Classics. That's pretty cool.
$37.
Dude, you're rich, dude. 37. Dude, you gotta split that with me because it was my idea to sell it.
What did you think in your mind when you saw
this?
Dude.
It's 20. This one went for 130.
Nothing. Yeah, this is some sucker.
Some sucker bought it. I can't wait to give this to my kid for Christmas. Wait, how old is this thing? Dude, look at this. This guy wanted $2,300 for his.
I used to have that old square box.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, it might not be worth money now.
Anything you can say that about anything.
In 10 years. No, that's not true. Some people save crap and it's never going to be worth anything.
Antique mouse,
yeah,
one day.
That's never going to be worth anything. Never. But your iPod might be.
All right.
Let's talk about PAX.
Yeah. Okay, so what's PAX and what
Penny
happened?
Arcade Expo is one of my favorite conventions of the year. It's just a giant video game expo. I mean, you go and all the major gaming companies are there. And you get to play games, and you get to look at new games, and you get to look at game accessories, and there's a lot of people dressed up, and it's huge. I mean, it's in Seattle every year.
It's multiple floors, right?
Oh, dude, multiple floors and multiple buildings.
And it's not just games, it's tabletop games.
Tabletop games, I mean, everything
games,
gaming related,
everything.
Right. But the big draw is video game stuff. I mean, on the exposition hall floor, that's mainly what you're seeing, is you're seeing like major game developers. So I went this year, and it was awesome. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It's even bigger than it was last year. There was like 100,000 people there this year, which is just insane. I mean,
how many people went to Comic-Con? Our Comic-Con?
Oh, probably 40. Jeez. Like, our Comic-Con just takes up the main floor of the expo hall and then some other buildings. I mean, PAX has the entire convention center and then the surrounding hotels.
Yeah,
like there's stuff everywhere. The main reason why I went is they were I wanted to look around, but there's a game there called Borderlands 2 that they were showing off, and I'm playing Borderlands right now. Actually, I just beat it. But dude, the freaking line to play this Borderlands game was 3.5 hours long.
Wow.
And I'm like, this game comes out in 2.5 weeks. Like, why would you wait 3.5 hours to actually play this game for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Makes no... And you're like, oh, I got a t-shirt. Who cares?
You didn't have any press authority there.
No, although next year I think I will.
That's good.
Because I could have done it this year. Like, I could apply from Cult of Mac and be like, I'm looking at iOS games, which I always am.
Yeah.
And I actually saw quite a few cool iOS games, but I didn't think to do it. But next year I might, because the tickets are actually... They're becoming even more expensive. Mm-hmm. So this year they're $60 for a 3-day pass. But next year, they're actually making the show 4 days instead of 3.
Wow.
So that you know the ticket prices are going to go up next year.
Yeah.
So, and it was awesome. I really love walking around PAX. You get to see a ton of games that you would never see, a ton of video game accessories. But one of our favorite things about it has always been the parties. I mean, the after parties are really awesome. The last 2 years that we've gone, there's this huge, like, mega arcade called GameWorks that has all these amazing video games. So, like, some of them take up a whole wall. And they had this GameWorks party where you go in, you get free drinks, you'd play games all night.
It's sponsored by Sega.
Sponsored by Sega, because Sega used to own GameWorks. But they recently sold it. And
sold out.
And they sold out. Yeah, like they are no longer doing any great parties. So we were searching for parties, right? Mm-hmm. And I was bitching to you about this. We ended up at this party from this game developer named Curse. And I don't know anything about Curse. I don't know what they make. Mm-hmm. And it was the worst party I've ever been to in my life.
Who found this? You?
I found this party. Uh-huh. So I was looking for parties, and you had to RSVP to this thing.
Yeah,
right?
and I RSVP'd. I didn't go to PAX, but I was like, well, I'll meet up with you guys at the party.
We'll meet up with you guys later, right? Because it starts at 9.
Because that was what we did the last couple of years. I didn't go to PAX last year, but I wanted to hang out with you guys at the after party. So he's texting me and being like, you coming to this party? You coming? And I'm like, yeah, we're working. I'll be there in a bit. Okay, we're leaving. And then he's like, this party's terrible. Don't come. We're leaving. And I'm like, couldn't get a real answer why it was so bad. So what was
okay. So this party is on at 9 p.m. on a Friday night, right? Mm-hmm. So like I said, you had to RSVP to even get in. If you weren't RSVP'd, you weren't going to get in. So we were like, oh, at least there won't be like 10,000 people there. Yeah. So I get there at 8:40 because it starts at 9, and I'm like, oh, we'll get it in time to have some drinks, have a good time. So I get there and it's 8:40 and we're not moving. I'm in this huge like hallway with all these like nerds. I'm a nerd. These are like the nerds of the nerds of nerds. The smelly nerds, yeah.
If you will.
And I was like, this does not bode well for this evening. But I get
PAX
there.
had that kind of, or what's it called?
That kind of vibe?
GameWorks had that kind of thing too.
Yeah, that's partly true. And so I'm waiting in line, and my friends get there probably 5 till, right? So 5 till 9, they show up. Mm-hmm. And we're like, great, we're going to be getting in any moment now. So we're standing in line, and this hallway is just getting more and more and more packed. People are just showing up left and right.
And smelly.
And it's just getting smellier and hotter. So at about 9:20, I'm looking at my watch, and I'm like, dude, like, when are they going to let us in here, right? They're not saying anything to us. We're all just crammed in this hallway. Mm-hmm. And 9:35 rolls around, and I'm like, I'm starting to get pretty aggravated. I'm like, we've been waiting here for almost an hour, right? Like, what the hell is going on? They have no line control in this entire event. Like people are just showing up, and they're just like, oh, walking to the front of the line, walking to the front of the group because there's no line. Yeah. And they were not controlling the crowd at all. People were like shoving, and everyone's like moving around, and like I would see people like that were behind me, like 10 minutes later, like 20 feet ahead of me, and I'm just getting angry, right? I'm getting really angry, and I'm like, who is putting this party on? Yeah. Like, this is not how you do a party. We did not. I'm not joking you. We did not get into the party till probably 10:20. Jeez. So I was waiting there for well over an hour and a half, and they never mentioned why we weren't moving, never apologized, and we get to the front of the line, And they're just moving really slow. They give us each 2 drink tickets. And I'm like, I hate drink tickets. This is the worst, you know? And so we finally get in. All the food was gone. They had 2 small bowls of chips, right? Meanwhile, we walk in. They have this VIP area full of the nerdiest of nerds, roped off, right? These guys are all dancing. And there's like people walking around with like huge platters of food, right? And this lady comes out from the VIP area. I mean, it's like literally like a roped off area. You can stand right there. And it's like, there's the VIP. It's like if you put a rope between us and you're VIP and I'm not, right? This lady comes over to us because there's probably at this point, maybe 300 people, 400 people at this party. There's probably 30 in the VIP area, right? And she has all this food, and no one's eating it because there's like 3 people in there walking around with food. They have their own bar.
Jeez.
Right? So she comes up to us, and she's like, do you want some food? So one of our friends grabs some food. They have a cop monitoring the VIP area, and he's like super bro. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, you guys don't have VIP badges on. And we're like, dude, she's offering us food.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys need to step back. Like super, super aggressive, protecting the VIP area.
Oh my God.
And I was like, after waiting for an hour or an hour and a half, we're all starving, right? And this is unbelievable. I was like, let's just drink our drink tickets, or let's get our drinks, and let's peace out of here, because this is the worst party I've ever been to. Like I said, I don't know anything about Curse at all, but it made me not like them.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they're throwing a party that was that disorganized.
Like, get in and
they treat you like crap the entire time. I'm like, I don't want to buy any of your products now. I don't even know what you sell.
Yeah.
So
that happened to us sort of at South by, and it's like really disorganized, and then people will like there'll be people handing out tickets to go to this party, and they're like pumping it up, and we walked like all the way across town, and they told us we couldn't get in.
What party was that?
It was the one where I wanted to see Hoodie Allen.
Yeah, but at least there was other stuff going on.
But still, like
that kind of thing is like the worst.
It's so. Why are you going out of your way to like throw a cool party and then being like, okay, but none of you guys can come in?
Yeah, exactly.
It's this fake exclusivity because, like you said, there wasn't that many people in the party.
There was hardly anyone in there.
Yeah. So
anyway, we go to get our drinks, and the bar lines, I am not kidding you, were 20 minutes long.
Jesus.
And meanwhile,
was there like one bartender?
There was one bartender. They had 3 bars. No, I'm sorry, 2 bars. And no, they had 3 bars, but only one bartender at each bar. So there's like 300-400 people here. They're all trying to get their drinks. So you're waiting in line for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we see who walking through the VIP. They have their very own bar.
Yeah.
With like 2 people in line, right? And it was just making
That was the last straw.
That was the last straw. I was like, we need to get the hell out of here. Like, this is the worst. This is the worst party I've ever been to. So we get in line, and as we're in line, Erin has one of our friends has this huge argument with the bartender because she's just super rude. Like, doesn't want to give us our drinks.
Oh, really?
Because we had this drink ticket that was kind of like half torn.
Oh my God.
But like, that's the way it was handed to us. So she's like, I can't take this.
What?
And he's like, this is the way I got it. She's like, you need to go get another one. He's like, they're not going to give me another one. This is what they gave me when I came in.
Yeah.
She wouldn't give him a drink.
So he never got his drink?
No, he did. We had some extra ones. But that was just the continuation of this hellish party.
What does that even accomplish?
So we
pissing off the...
Oh, dude, she was in a terrible mood anyway.
Crowd, right?
So I'm looking around. There's guys in utility-kilts dancing everywhere, right? Which I can't stand those damn things. And I was like, this pretty much sums up this party experience. Finally, at the very end, right before we leave, they bring out more food. And I was like, oh, sweet, we should get some more food. So I got a little plate of food, and we meet some people there that we're talking to. And then they run out immediately. Again, that was it. That's all they had. So I'm standing at a table with some friends talking, and Anne sets her plate down, right? And I thought she was done, and she's talking to these people, and as we're standing there, I see this guy kind of mosey up with his friend, and he starts eating the food off her plate.
What?
He starts eating the food off her plate, and I thought she was done. So I'm like, that's a little weird. Like he comes up to like a bar table, just like those tables they put out at parties where it's like you can set your drinks down and have a conversation. like the ones that are standing height, and he's just like roaming from table to table eating food off plates.
No way.
And I was like, this is totally weird. So I'm kind of eyeballing him, and I churn away from my food for 2 seconds, and as soon as I churn, he puts his hand onto my plate and grabs a bunch of my food, and he's pulling it away, and I turn around, and I go, no! And he froze. Because I caught him red-handed, dude. Like, he's holding my meat sticks, right?
Ew.
And I'm like, not cool, dude. And he goes, poop, and he puts it back down.
Like, you want to eat it now.
Yeah. I did eat it.
Sick.
But I was like, there's no way in hell.
What
After
is that
waiting in
about,
line
dude?
for an hour and a half at this crappy party
Who
where
does
there's guys
that?
in utility kilts bumping and dancing.
Yeah.
Is this fool going to steal my meat sticks? No. I'm taking my power back.
That is sick.
And he put those meat sticks down, and I couldn't believe it.
How old was he?
He was probably 30.
Ugh.
And Aaron was like, I think that guy's really high, dude. And I was like, no, I don't think he is. He's probably either drunk or something. But who goes around eating the remains of people's plates? That's like if you went to a restaurant and started eating like the leftovers that people
I can
had left.
see that happening at a PAX party, to be honest.
That pretty much
But
sums up my PAX
We
experience.
were like always so impressed by the Sega parties. We were just like,
Sega
wow,
parties were awesome.
They really went above
Yeah.
and beyond. They like actually had real food. They had a lot of it.
Yep.
You know, they tried to really like entertain the crowd because that's the point. You know, you're throwing a free party.
You can't half-ass it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna throw a party, throw a party.
Yeah.
Like, don't throw a party and then nickel and dime everyone when
Yeah.
they come in there. It's like you're just gonna make them mad.
Yeah.
Especially after making them wait an hour and a half to get in.
Yeah, so don't be like, well, you got it for free, because it's like, no, it's not the point.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like there's a lot of things that are free in this world. You know, like it's not gonna make me feel good just because it's free. It was so crazy, man. When that guy tried to grab my food, I could not believe it. I was like, I knew he was gonna try that too because I've been watching him.
Oh my god.
And we were just standing there laughing at him the whole time, and I think he felt really stupid, as he should have.
So everybody had a crappy time then at the party. Like,
It was the most terrible party I have ever been to. I know I've said that like 5 times, but curse, if you ever see this, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Ashamed.
Yeah, I don't even look up what they do. Don't give them the extra.
I honestly don't even. Oh, actually, you know what? I think they make Planet Side 2. I think that's the game they make, because they had a bunch of like computers where you could go off to the side and play the games. Of course, all the utility kilt guys are too busy dancing to play that game. Awful. So we pieced out of there, and that's when it was when that guy grabbed my food that I started texting you, and I was like, dude, don't show up. Don't show up. It's going to be a total waste of your time. Do not come here.
Yeah, Skylar was like, why don't we just go and like make it fun? And I was like, he sounds like it's really bad. So I don't think that's possible.
You would have gotten there, and we would have been gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what it's like to go to a really crappy, like, crowded, bar party. It's like, I don't even want to go there to begin with in most cases,
I don't mind crowded as long as the drinks are flowing.
Yeah.
And everyone's having a good time, and they keep the food out. It's like, because like especially when you're drinking, it's like you want to have some food, like not just a freaking thing of Fritos or whatever those things were they had out there.
Just go around and find your own food, forage.
That's what that guy was doing. He was being resourceful.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm really hungry. I'm just gonna go eat food off plates.
Drinking your drink.
And drink your drink. Yeah. I look over. He's just like got his mouth on my straw. I just see my drink going. Boo.
It looks up.
Yeah, it looks up. What a
jeez.
chad that guy was. I'm so happy I caught him. I wasn't even mad. I was just shocked. I was like, hell no. It's like, put that food down, dude. I should have slapped his hand.
I'm glad that I didn't go. I was really, I went downtown to take Skylar to work, and I had no desire to be downtown. I did not want to go through that crowd. I was at a convention this month. I'm like, I do not want to go to crowded convention hell.
Well, especially with Bumbershoot happening too.
Yeah, and Aaron's like, dude, you coming down? I was like, no. I was like, I do not want to go to that scene right now.
I took a bus down there.
You gotta be really in the mood to go do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was really tired after 3 days of walking nonstop. It's like, and honestly, I feel like with PAX, if you're not gonna go to the panels, all the video game panels where they talk about different things, like you really can see the whole thing in a day.
Were you a vendor?
Well, I wasn't. My friend was selling our stuff.
So that good for you? Or?
I don't know yet, honestly, because I don't know what he sold. He's going to tell me probably tomorrow or Friday.
Oh, okay.
So I think it went okay, but, I really have no clue at this point. Hopefully I made $1 million.
Billion.
Well, anyway, that's all I got, man. I think we're done.
Sounds good. Where can the viewers see you or hear about you online?
Well, you can literally hear me on the Cultcast podcast, which I host and produce. And you can search for that on iTunes. You're probably here because of that, if you know me. Also, iTunes. Well, if they found us because of me, that's probably how they found out about us.
Stay for this.
But stay for the good stuff, yeah. And Twitter is just at Erfon. And if you're interested in Mite Tees, the clothing company I own, just go to mitetees.com, or we're at Mite Tees on Twitter. It's MIGHTTEES. What about you?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm just at Roberto Hoyos, ROBERTOHOYOS. And then for Throwboy pillows, you can just go to throwboy.com. And I believe that's everything, man.
I think that's it. Oh, hey, you can YouTube us, youtube.com/user-friendly show. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Just search for user-friendly show on iTunes if you want to have them auto-download when we release them.
All of our past episodes are on userfriendlyshow.com.
Oh, there you go. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.